You can't trust everybody nowadays, but you can trust Wake Up Barstool to bring you a fun sports show every single morning. We got Thursday Night Football and a ton of playoff baseball to get to. Kate back with another Thursday Night Football roast, questions from a third grader, America's team power rankings, and it all starts now on FS1. What's up, y'all? Welcome to Wake Up Barstool. Jared, dude, that's my bad. I didn't know you were falling back.
Yeah.
I thought you were just gonna stand in front of me the whole cold open.
Always falling back.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
You look good though. We've been talking about it. Steam room's killing it.
Yes, sauna. I do the cold plunge like once a week.
What degrees do you have the sauna at?
So it goes up to 220, which is pretty wild.
That's safe.
That's not. I don't think that is.
Yeah, you know, if you're
I do 185. That's 20 minutes.
Cute. I do 250, 40 minutes.
What?
Yeah.
Are you a brisket?
No, I'm a turkey. I'm a turkey when I get out of there.
That's crazy.
It raises your T levels. I increase it by 5 degrees every single day.
The only reason I got the sauna because I was watching Joe Rogan say something about if you do the sauna, like once or twice a week, helps with like a lot of things like heart attack, lower risk for all that type of stuff.
It cures everything.
Yeah, I think so. Like cancer, like it avoids cancer and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
Yeah, I think you might be wrong, but But in theory, it feels good.
It does.
It could cure cancer.
What are you supposed to do in the sauna? Just sit? You just sit.
Well, Jared does
Hang.
calisthenics.
I do. I put the benches up.
Yeah.
And it gives room. So I do like jumping jacks, push-ups, squats.
You do jumping jacks in the sauna?
Yeah.
Are you naked?
I keep my underwears on.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's a lie.
Wet underwear.
I do. I keep the underwear on. I do.
What's the point of that?
I'm not comfortable with myself naked.
Really?
No.
Oh, I love being naked. I love going Winnie.
I can tell you're a naked guy.
I'm a mess.
Yeah, you're a big naked guy.
Sleep in the nude. I do a lot of Winnie the Poohing just to top.
You're the most naked guy we got.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's probably,
without a
probably
doubt.
Fair. Little jumping jacks naked. I used to love to mess with my coaches back in college when they'd be in the steam room.
Yeah.
Just go in butt naked, get right next to them, start talking. David, T-Bob,
You know what?
you do?
That's what my problem was with the U.S. Ryder Cup team. They didn't have any locker room culture. We talked about that, right? Like football guys, you guys shower together after games. Biz talked about how he used to be a healthy scratch and he would go in the shower afterwards, like just hang out with the boys, get showered. The golfers, they don't shower together and they need some team camaraderie. I think they got to install a giant shower and hang out.
Well, and the best showers, and this is what we used to have, are the ones where it's basically a tree trunk.
Yep.
And then there's like 5 shower heads off
Everybody's
the top.
in a circle.
And so you're in the circle, literally hanging with the boys.
The octagon,
You're just together, facing eye to eye.
Let me know when the show starts.
Chilling out.
When do we go live?
What's up, y'all? Welcome in. Wake Up Barstool. PFT, Mark, Titus, Jersey Jerry, our guy, Big T. They're behind the glass today. We got a lot planned for you today. We didn't get to all the teas. We got big teas coming up today. But I guess we got to start with a little playoff baseball, man. 4 games yesterday, 3 series continuing, 1 in the books. And since we are here in Chicago, we might as well start with Octigli. As the Chicago Cubs get it done last night. Titus, you were at the game, and once again, there is nothing greater than high leverage postseason baseball. How nervy was it in that stadium last night?
Scoring all of your runs in the first inning and then just holding on for 8 more innings is not an experience I want to experience. But now that the Cubs won the game, it was absolutely exhilarating. Yeah, I spent like 2.5 hours just staring at the scoreboard saying we need more runs. That was my experience last night.
This isn't going to be enough.
It's just like 4's not enough. We're going to need more. We're going to need more. They're definitely going to score 4, and then they didn't score 4, and 4, as it turns out, was enough. But yeah, what a scene in Wrigley, and I'm going back tonight. I'm very excited for it. But yeah, the Cubs, I have no expectation for this team. It's just the ride is so fun. Playoff baseball, there's nothing like it. There's nothing like 2 outs in playoff baseball at home and then the batter that's up gets his second strike, and the slow rise starts to happen. And the crowd's like just slowly, you see everybody just slowly start to get up, and the towels start waving.
Yep.
You really, it's entire lifetimes are encapsulated in every pitch at that point.
Yeah.
Like you live and die in that rhythm, and then it's a foul tip, and then
Foul
you
tip,
rinse
you
and
do it again.
repeat. You juice
all
back
over
up,
again.
all of your fears hanging in the balance. Kind of inversion of how this series has gone thus far, where obviously the Brewers come out, they strike first, they have the bases loaded, 1 out after the disastrous infield fly, get out of that, mitigating the damage, and then Michael Busch, dude.
Yeah.
He's just been fantastic this postseason, immediately ties it up. PCA, you love seeing PCA come up with a big hit, and as you said, ended up being enough.
I told Big Cat before the game, I was like, I just want base runners. I don't even want home runs, because I think when you look at these two teams, the Brewers like to play a little more small ball, which isn't to say they don't hit home runs. They do, but they just like make contact and then move the runner over, and they just keep the cycle going. They just they don't strike out, and they just keep the ball in play. The Cubs are swinging for the fences, and like 1 through 9, with the exception of like Nico Horner, like everybody that gets up there is like, I think I can hit a home run here.
Yeah.
So one of the problems with the feast and famine of the Cubs scoring is that they're trying to hit home runs. So I told Big Cat, I was like, I don't want home runs today. I just want, just give me a base run. I just want everybody to hit singles. I want a little stress on the pitcher. That's all I want. And then Michael Busch comes up as the first batter, hits a home run. And I was like, I changed my mind.
It's kind of
Damn it.
I changed my mind. Home runs are awesome.
I got
love
a question
home
for
runs.
you. So when you're at that game, you're in the stadium, because I was watching on TV, the infield fly thing happens.
Yeah.
And that was an all-time moment where I was sitting at home and I had the benefit of the announcers telling me what was going on.
Yep.
And then I was like, oh yeah, I know that for sure. But then if you're at the game in person, you don't have anybody telling you, oh, nobody made a play on the ball, so the infield fly rule doesn't count there. What did word like leak around? Was there one guy in your section that was like a rule?
No,
knower?
so the thing about the infield fly rule is I think you have to call it the moment it pops up for it to be a credible calling of the infield fly rule, because I think what the Cubs fans, myself included, and everyone around me, very much loser talk, where it was like the ball goes up, no one thinks infield fly, and then the second no one on the Cubs catches it, they're like, infield fly, wait a second, you know, like trying to think
get a jail free card.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't think anybody clocked it immediately. I'm sure there are a couple people that did, but the infield fly is one of those rules that we all know what it is, but then you get asked to explain it.
We don't know what
it's
it
like,
is. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, do you think the average,
maybe.
like, do more people in America know the infield fly rule than, like, know what the 10th Amendment to the Constitution is?
I don't know either.
1,000% infield fly.
Yeah.
Gotta be.
What about,
I'm a Constitution guy. I'm off the top of my head, I'm not sure what the 10th.
you are a Constitution guy.
What about the fifth?
Fifth?
I think people know the
That is
fifth.
the right to not perjure yourself.
Okay.
Now,
Self-incrimination.
Good job, Big.
the one I think would be interesting, the third. Nobody knows the third amendment.
Is that the quartering of troops?
Yeah, quartering soldiers.
We haven't had to use that one very much.
If a soldier shows up to your house, you don't have to let him in.
You don't.
Yeah, I mean,
Correct.
We've all seen some of the videos online where maybe that happens, and the guy's got a shaved head, and he's sometimes a doctor, a surgeon, and they're like, "Yeah, come on in, my wife's home."
Yeah.
But no,
You know
no,
the
in real life,
Why don't
you don't have to let that guy in.
Educate the public, Big T.
I don't know the 10th.
Well, you have a computer right in front of you.
Well, I was getting to that, but then you kind of preempted me.
It's got something to do with powers to the states, I think.
The 10th Amendment, ratified in 1791, establishes the principle of federalism by stating that any powers not delegated to the U.S. federal government by the Constitution nor prohibited to the states are reserved for the individual states.
I think I might be the biggest Constitution guy on the show.
Wow.
I can't tell you, though, back to the baseball, how frustrating it is as a Braves fan to see the infield fly not called in a playoff game when it was actually in the infield. So that was a little upset.
That was, if memory serves, Chipper Jones' last game.
Yes, it was 2012
Infield fly
wild card game
for,
against the Cardinal. First ever
Like
wild card game.
a 200-foot hit
Yes.
to the air to left field.
Yeah, and they
called it a fly.
that nobody caught, and they called an infield fly
Yeah.
2 minutes later. Yeah.
Last note on this game, Mark, what was it like that 8th inning? Bases loaded, Bauer's up. He's already had the home run. He already had the single. Everybody had to be just terrified.
It's just stress, T-Bot. It's just pure stress. That's all it is. That's the only word that comes to mind is stress. I discovered through the course of this playoffs, and I guess I discovered every time the Cubs are in the playoffs, but it's been a while. I'm a stress eater. I'm a nervous eater, and we had like 4 bags of peanuts in our row, and everyone's just like passing them around, and I ate 1,000 peanuts. I'm just sitting there cracking. I just turned into like a squirrel where I'm just like this the whole time. But it's great. I mean, it's like there's no better ride to me, there's no better ride in sports than playoff baseball emotionally. It is very stressful to be in it. But when it's all said and done and you look back on it, you're like, that was a lot of fun. Even if you don't win the World Series, you're like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. You just want to experience this every year.
And speaking of said and done, the New York Yankees. It is all said and done for the team from the Bronx as they lose to the Blue Jays 5-2 last night. And as good as the game was, as good as Toronto is, it was the post-game celebration that has garnered many of the headlines. Let's do the champagne first, and then we'll get to Vlad and Big Papi.
Every single one. Bullpen game, Nathan Lucas, Miles Straw, all you takes everybody every day. Start spreading the news.
So I love when he mentions Lucas there, right? That's one of the unheralded Blue Jays players. And speaking of playoff baseball, now I guess, look, if you want to win a championship, it takes moments where somebody's going to have to do something that they haven't shown for the majority of the year.
Yeah.
Right? Like you think about the Cubs' arms. Who's going to throw today? Who's going to be like somebody's going to have to step up and have a performance that is over their head. That's what Lucas did last night. Blue Jays move on. It was it's fantastic in Toronto right now.
And I think they're getting Bo Bichette back for the next round. Big part of their team. So like they've got like a great. It's like getting a guy at the trade deadline. Bo Bichette, awesome player. He didn't play in the series at all. It's fun to watch the Blue Jays win. It's fun to watch the Yankees lose. I think that we can all agree on that, right?
Yeah, that's fair. This is like the ultimate easy to cheer for and easy to cheer against.
The best part of last night, I wish the Yankees could lose again because I loved having Derek Jeter and A-Rod sitting in front of Big Papi, just screaming in their face the Yankees lose over
Yeah, that's
and over
the only bad part about the Yankees losing last night is that they can't lose again the rest of the season.
It's really a shame. Like, I think we burned out our Yankees loss too soon. And it does make, like, the champagne celebration after the wild card, that makes that way more funny.
Yeah.
I think, like, every other team should be allowed to celebrate with champagne after whatever the series is. The Yankees shouldn't. The Yankees should know better.
How much do you think they
it's
really
beneath
care?
the Yankees organization to
Yeah,
pop
I mean
champagne.
the way they're talking last night on the broadcast, which is our guys at Fox, right? We were.
Yeah.
I don't mean to put them down, but it's like, I mean, the 16-year drought of the Yankees. They're talking about like it's 1,600 years.
Yeah.
So
The city of heartbreak.
yeah. Oh, when will the curse end? 16 years.
The Tigers force a Game 5 last night. I think my heart's with Seattle in this series. Unfortunately, Mariners with an opportunity could not get it done. Javi Baez just so hot. They score 7 runs in the 6th and 7th. They ended up taking that game 9-3. And then some local interest. We have a lot of Phillies fans here in the office, and the boys were locked in as the Phillies head to LA down 0-2, and the bats came alive a little bit.
Yeah.
Schwarber, 455-foot moonshot to get this thing going. Phillies win 8-2.
Look at that dong.
That's crazy.
He just mashed that.
He's going to be so rich.
Yeah, he is.
Kind of already is.
Yeah, but he's going to be crazy rich.
He's gonna make more money.
Yeah.
Yeah, those uniforms are great too. I love the powder blues.
Yeah.
Anytime a team, like when the Royals break out the powder blue, when the Cubs have a blue uniform like that too, I'm always on board for it. But that was it was fun to watch because I want to see the series. The star power in this series, I think, it's compelling, even if you don't really have a dog in this fight. So I love watching these two teams go at it.
Yeah, an insane 0-for-5 night for Ohtani. You got to imagine that's probably not going to happen again. Again, we talked about it the other day, but Schwarber and Harper, they've been missing all series long, and they finally come alive last night. And now, all of a sudden, the Dodgers with that bit of a nervy feeling where if you can't get it done this game, then you got to go back to Philly, where admittedly you won, but you don't want to be in Philly for a Game 5.
Mm-hmm. No,
it's going to be intense.
Not back to the bank. I mean, Ohtani, he's been bad.
Yeah.
He's been bad.
He's been bad this series.
This whole series, he hasn't really done anything at the plate. I mean, he had a great. That's the crazy thing about Ohtani is like you're like, yeah, he hasn't hit, but he also pitched amazing in Game 1. So it's like, yeah, he's still dominant on the mound, but yeah. I think if this stretches on another game or two, we're going to have a tough conversation about Shohei, guys.
I mean, last year in the World Series is pretty bad too, right? As far as hitting?
I don't know what his stat line was.
I think it was very good.
He got hurt, right? He got banged up, sliding into second at one point.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he did. Mookie Betts was awesome last night.
And so we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. More playoff baseball coming up today. Can't wait. Octigli back in play. Best of luck, Mark. Be a great time. Coming up next, it's time to talk some pigskin, guys. Thursday night football. Giants, Eagles. NFC East battle. It's all coming up right here on FS1. What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to the Barstool Sports Chicago HQ. This is Wake Up Barstool. It's time to talk a little Thursday night football.
Where's your football? You usually have a football.
Uh-oh.
How do I know that we're
Is
My
that
bad,
one?
okay, my bad,
That
my bad,
football
my
is
bad.
like mudded up.
My
too,
bad.
isn't it?
This is a UFL
Yeah.
ball.
that looks
That thing like's got a stank
Yeah,
to
but
it.
feel it, dude. Good feel,
Yeah.
though. Good ball feel.
This is a
You
dessert
take a whiff of
football.
this?
No, no.
Jared, you got to smell this.
You eat, dude. If you eat this, Jer,
You smell that thing.
you're
Smell
going
that.
septic
That's-
1,000%.
Doesn't that smells
Smell
like
that
ball.
thing.
Yeah.
So I think this is interesting because last week, Thursday Night Football, Niners injured all hell.
Yeah.
We all remember Kate's incredible magic trick, which reinforced the point better than anything any talk show said all morning long.
Yep.
Where she's reading everything off. It's the Rams, who are great. And we're like, okay, it's got to be the Rams, right? Well, wouldn't you know, any given Thursday, Niners win. This game, a very similar feel.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot find the angle where the Giants could possibly win this game.
Well, so with the Rams and the Niners, I think that this is true whenever you have a really good coach. Like, obviously McVay's a great coach, but Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah.
Still, we should remember he's a great offensive mind. If they have a game where they're down to like bare bones, coaches like that sometimes dig deep, and they're more motivated to win that game. It's like when you see Malik Willis playing for the Packers.
Yeah.
And Matt LaFleur is like, I'm going to scheme something up. We can win. I want to prove to the league that we can win with this guy. That's kind of what I saw from Kyle Shanahan last week.
Yeah, it was insane. And look, Mac Jones, he pretty much put his entire life on the line. He was dead by the end of that game. They found a way to win.
It's an interesting choice of. He was dead by. I mean, he was dead by the end of the game.
Yeah,
Did you
life
see
on the
it?
line. Did you not hear Did you not hear D-Bob? He said, "Life on the line."
Yeah.
Wait, did you see him at the end? The wear and tear was full red.
I'm sorry. Like,
wasn't dead.
Oh,
given what he
Okay,
saw
okay.
before the game, I
Okay,
just
we'll
thought
go-
like that was an
I'll have to
interesting-
ask Chaps, but that should make him eligible for a Purple Heart.
Yeah.
What he did last week.
We'll go Princess Bride. He was mostly dead by the end of the game. Jer,
Yeah.
when you've been red hot lately on the gambling front.
It's been good.
What's your read on tonight, Eagles and Giants?
I mean, my first thought is like, I think it's just a blowout. But I thought that last week, too.
I know, that's what I thought.
You know, I don't know. I just feel like Saquon Barkley coming back home. I think A.J. Brown gets going a little bit. They need to feed him the ball. I can't. How did the Giants keep it close? How?
Yeah.
Well, I got one idea for how, because Big T pulled me aside the second I got into the office today and gave me a hot tip about tonight. Big T.
Oh, really?
Well, I was going to save this for our guests later, but yeah, I think tonight's going to be a Jalen Hyatt legacy game.
So Big T pulls me aside. He goes, tonight, Jalen Hyatt legacy game. And I was like, okay. And he goes, over 15 yards. Bang.
Listen, I think he's going to have 70 or 80. You can ladder that if you want, but the safe play over 15 yards for Jalen Hyatt tonight. Wandale Robinson's out.
Is 70,
not
80?
Wandale Robinson. Darius Slayton and Malik Neighbors are out. Huh?
Is 70-80 a legacy game?
Yeah.
What's the fewest number of yards you could have and it'd be a legacy?
I thought Luke McCaffrey had a legacy game last week. He had a 150-yard catch, but he did stuff that doesn't show up in the stat sheet. All heart, all guts.
What if Jalen Hyatt has 3 catches for 62 yards and a touchdown? Is that a legacy game?
I guess it's relative.
For him?
What do you
Yeah,
have, like
maybe.
I think that would be
and
they win.
Yeah, on
That's a
Thursday
legacy
night. Yeah, Thursday night, the whole country's watching. I'll give that to you.
Thank you.
I'll give, but 15 plus yards.
2 receptions also plus 115.
I
2. Count them.
I think I know the answer to this, but is this still a revenge game for Saquon Barkley? Or has he completely purged the demons of the past, so obviously winning the breakup?
I actually think this might have reversed now. Now it's a revenge game for the Giants.
Because they're getting their face rubbed in it from multiple
Yeah.
angles with Daniel Jones now too.
Yeah. Right.
So like they have the
Right.
motivation now to get back on him.
Last year was all revenge from Saquon, and then that clip of the Giants ownership and front office being like, yeah, you know, we can't lose him in the division. That's going to kill us if we do that. We had to deal with that all last year. If you're a Giants fan, you saw that clip every single day. You had nightmares about it. I feel like now it's reversed to the point where it's like, okay, Saquon won a Super Bowl. He's happy. Now it's like, New York Giants, let's get some revenge on this guy.
The Eagles coming off a loss as well. That's kind of brutal for the Giants, right? You can't even get like the kind of sleepwalking 5-0 team coming in. And they get Nakobe Dean back from a knee injury. and MetLife.
This has all
Not exactly where you want to have your day.
This has all the makings of the NFL demonstrating why it is king, because the Eagles very well may be the best team in the NFL. I know they just lost. I know they have their problems, and the receiver hates the quarterback or whatever. They're talent. They have talent everywhere, and if they're obviously a Super Bowl contender. They won the Super Bowl last year. The Giants might be the worst team in the NFL, which I'm aware of how bad the Titans are. I'm aware of how bad the Jets are. The Giants are not good. The Giants are very, very, very
Saints
bad.
beat them.
The Saints just beat them. I'm aware of how bad the Saints are. The Saints just beat them. Everything about this game says it should be a blowout. Everything about this game says you should not watch. You at home should not watch. You should watch playoff baseball. There's playoff baseball going on. Put your television on that. And yet I have a feeling that it's just going to be a good football game that everyone's going to be locked in on, and that's and the NFL's king. And we're gonna wake up tomorrow and be like, that's why the NFL's king. This is a game that should not be that interesting, and yet.
It'll find a way.
It'll find a way.
No Malik Neighbors, no real great hope.
It'll steal your attention away from the baseball,
I do love watching Cam Scatterbo play right now.
You see Russ pick up those guys on the sideline?
No.
Oh, my God. Wow. You didn't see that?
No. What happened?
3 pickups last game.
3 pickups.
Like motivational, like emotional pickup?
No. Guys, getting tackled on the sideline. Russ off the bench, comes to fix him up.
Literal pickup.
First guy. He's a step quarterback. He's a quarterback that stepped up. He sees his teammate go to the sideline. Everybody runs away. He runs towards it. He's a first responder.
It might have been 2.5, though, because the last one really wasn't a pickup, right?
How does he pick up? Does he go like armpits?
Well, the last one, he just touched the guy's shoulder pads. That was it.
So this is interesting because I thought Russ was going to feel a little burned. Like, I knew Jameis is a positive vibes guy no matter what. But you're telling me that Russ has responded positively as well. So they have, without a doubt, the most optimistic and supportive quarterback room in the entire NFL, no?
Would you say that?
I mean, Jameis and Russ?
Yeah, I'll say that, yeah.
You don't think that Russ is doing it because he's like, I'm going to get back out there someday?
I don't want to have this conversation.
I'm going to show him.
You don't trust Russ? You think he's putting on air?
No, Russ, he's good people. He's doing it out of the kindness of his own heart.
He was helping people up, though.
Yeah,
he was the first guy there. You just got helped up.
That's the evolved version of jacked up.
But they can't go back, they can't go back to Russ now, right? It has to be Dart the rest of the way, no matter how bad it gets, right?
Yeah, I think, could you go to Jameis? Like, if Dart goes down, do you go to Jameis?
I don't even know why Jameis is on that roster.
That makes me so angry.
They're not going to use him. I think he's still the emergency quarterback. I believe. I haven't checked the depth chart for today. But last week, it's like, no, Russ is the backup. Then we're going to go to Jameis if it's an emergency. But it makes no sense. I have no idea why they signed him. No idea why they didn't try to trade him. Right now, it's just, it's going to be Dart. And unless things completely fall apart.
So Jameis is beloved in New Orleans, and especially in that Saints locker room. Did you see him and Demario Davis after last week's game? Jameis is like, I was going to bring you a W, bruh. I always do. Just have fun after. How about A.J. Brown? So the Eagles total is set at, I think, 24.5. Obviously, Eagles fans want to get the passing game going, want to get the offense going. I like the fact that A.J. Brown is pissed off. Am I wrong in that? Well, I know we're taught you have to be a team guy, but I want my alpha receiver to be angry.
Yeah, we love.
He's not getting the ball.
We love the diva wide receivers.
Yeah,
it's been a thing in the NFL for a long time, and usually they're pretty good. It's the divas that aren't good that you got to watch out for. And A.J. Brown is good enough to be a diva, I think. But last week, there's some weird stuff going on. I think they had you can't even call it a players-only meeting. I think Saquon met with A.J. and Jalen met with A.J. this week, one-on-one, to talk to them about being on the same page. And there's some weird, very strange stuff going on with that relationship. At the end of the game last week, on that Hail Mary at the end.
Yeah.
He went up and he took it away. He went over the back of Devontae.
Yeah, he did.
Took the ball from him. And I don't think people really talked about it that much this week.
Wait, I missed it. I was too busy watching Jalen go for the rebound, which was one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
Yeah, I've never seen that
before.
before.
So sick of that work, dude.
Yeah.
No, I missed this. So you're saying Devontae had it? Do we have that replay still, guys? I know we had it earlier in the week, but you're telling me that Devontae Smith had it in his hands and AJ went over the top?
AJ wanted it. I think AJ wanted the ball, but he kind of got tunnel vision on the ball. Didn't realize that his own teammate was right in front of him.
I guess that's kind of fair.
With his hands on the ball.
If it was anybody else, I don't think we make note of it, but given the context of
that's
AJ
fair.
Brown, yeah.
Devontae Smith's so tiny too. Probably maybe AJ Brown literally didn't see him.
It could be.
And I think the Eagles, have they gotten outgained in every single game this year? I think they have.
Really?
I don't think they've won.
Wild stat.
I don't think that they've won the yard. Big T, can you look that up?
Wasn't there a sense that the Eagles are teetering on the brink of disaster last year at this point? Like, they play the Browns close or something? I remember.
They started 0-2.
I remember they started 0-2. That's
started
what, I remember
0-2.
Connor Griffin, like somewhere in like the first third of the season, and mostly sports, he's just like moping around, and we were like, it's a long season. What are you doing? So what I'm saying is like maybe I don't mean to say that the Eagles don't have problems. They do, and if you watch the games, there are a lot of head scratching things going on. They also just won the Super Bowl. They're 4-1. Their one loss was like at the very end of the game. I kind of trust that they'll figure it out. I kind of trust that somewhere along the line,
figure it out, dude.
it's all going to be fine. But it is interesting that team, I don't know, maybe it's just like the rest of us want them to implode.
Yes,
we're all just like foaming at the mouth of like, he posted what on Instagram?
Yeah.
The problem is, you mentioned stepfather. Jalen Hurts is just the most strict, competent stepfather in the entire NFL. Like he can keep this team in line.
Yeah.
A.J. Brown, everybody else, he's just got that dad energy. He's a stern man, and he's going to get the job done at the end. We'll see what ends up happening in New York tonight.
So I think their offense is so good and their defense is also so good that even if things aren't necessarily clicking on one side, the other side's going to step up.
Yep.
And then they got to give the ball to Saquon. They haven't really been feeding them as much as they have in the past.
No Landon Dickerson tonight, which could hurt the Saquon angle there. But again, they do get Nakobe Dean back, but MetLife. Oof. But actually, we know what's going to happen tonight. Jalen Hyatt legacy game.
Legacy.
Right, Big T?
I just put in 100 yards plus 1,700. Oh, they got the slip up there.
Look at that, guys. There it is.
Is that 3 catches?
One 17-yard catch.
He could do that in 3. But yeah, listen, just put in the 15, and that's.
You really all you have to
Plus
do,
1,700, I'd be a fool not to.
if he catches the ball one time and makes one guy miss, he might
get it right there.
He's going to be the downfield guy tonight. Just listen.
Big T knows.
We'll come back. We'll revisit.
Big T's have been hot this year. We got Big T's coming up, but not next. Next, PFT has once again tapped into his pipeline of third graders, and we have Mark Titus' America's Team Power Rankings. More Wake Up Barstool coming up here on FS1. What's up, y'all? Welcome back. Wake Up Barstool here on FS1. It is once again time for some of our favorite Thursday segments. PFT has an entire stable of third graders that he stays tapped into.
It's not a stable.
It's not a stable?
No, it's like a barn.
Okay, he has a barn full of...
It's got electricity in it.
Yeah, it's got... Is it insulated?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they're happy.
Insulated?
They're happy.
Okay.
8 hours of sleep, yeah.
He's got a barn full of third graders that are living healthy, happy, productive, and safe lives, and that just love sports. And every single week they write into us with questions.
They do. They're great. I love having this resource out there. They're creative kids. So the children are our future. Let's see what they have to ask today.
All right, third graders, what you got? Okay, our first question comes from Fiona from Cincinnati. Should the Yankees trade Aaron Judge to the Brewers for Giannis Antetokounmpo? They're wasting his career.
So I guess in theory, Fiona's asking if Giannis to the Knicks in exchange for
Okay.
Aaron Judge
the intersport trade.
The intersport
Okay.
trade. This to me makes a lot of sense.
I like this.
Because right now the Yankees are wasting Aaron Judge's career. I'm a big Aaron Judge fan. I don't like the Yankees. It's sad to see what they're doing to Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
He just had one of the best postseasons of all time. Obviously, limited sample size. He just had the wild card series and then this one. But yeah, you can make the argument that the Yankees are doing Aaron Judge a disservice.
Put him on a real franchise. Put him in a real franchise.
Get him to a
That knows
real
what they're
sports
doing.
town.
Yeah.
A real city.
Yeah.
And then, send Giannis to New York. They've been batting eyes at each other for the last 4 years anyway, so
Yeah.
it's bound to happen at some point, so might as well get something in return for him.
Yeah, Milwaukee too. I mean, they already got their championship out of Giannis.
Yeah.
So yeah, might as well try to double up there.
I do think that is maybe the most logical intersports trade that we could do if you look around the league. Like if you talk about two different sports towns that trade one star in one sport for another in a different, I feel like that one is the one that should actually get done.
You know what's crazy? I was never an Aaron Judge fan until that swing. 2 nights ago.
Yeah.
That one home run made me be like, okay, actually, I love this dude.
He's awesome.
All I could think about was him on like an ancient battlefield.
Yeah.
Just like an axe, and how intimidating that would have been having to square up with that guy.
You couldn't look past the Yankee uniform.
No.
That was the problem.
No, yeah, no.
What's the
1000%.
is it Fiona? To Fiona's point, maybe get Aaron Judge in a different uniform, and suddenly it'll unlock a likability level that we've never really seen.
Easily.
Yeah.
Is Giannis still likable if he's in a Knicks uniform, though? Because right now, the Knicks kind of somehow made themselves a little lovable. Am I off base here with Jalen Brunson and everybody?
Yeah, they are.
The Nova Knicks? I feel like they're
the
kind of
Knicks
likable.
In general, they're likable. Yeah, I think the Knicks, I mean, like every so often, the fans will peacock a little too much, and that'll turn you off. But that's just New York for you. But in general, they don't win enough for you to really hate them.
Yeah, I think maybe if you were to send Aaron Judge to Cincinnati in exchange for Joe Burrow to the Jets.
Giants or Jets. Well, the Giants have their quarterback, I guess.
Yeah, to the Jets. Joe Burrow to the Jets. Broadway Joe's back.
That'd be kind of sick, actually.
That'd be good.
There we go.
That's a really good one.
Yeah.
All right, what's our next question from a third grader? This comes from Dami from King of Prussia Mall, Pennsylvania.
Oh, he's from the mall. This kid lives in the mall. He's a mall kid.
Mall.
All right.
Was that where you found him?
King of Prussia, that's a place in Pennsylvania. I guess they have a mall there too, yeah. Settle a bet. I'm 10 years old, 5'4", 125 pounds, and I think I could kick PFT and Jerry's butt. Probably not Mark, Big T, or T-Bob's. What do you guys think?
Mall kid.
Where do you find these kids? Do you have to go through the parents first?
No, that kid's at the mall.
He's a mall kid.
I would look.
No, they actually like right into the show.
Oh.
Yeah.
What do you do? Like Twitter?
No, they do. They email the show.
Oh, I never seen that. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So when I text the group chat of the show in the morning, I'm copying and pasting from my email.
Gotcha. I thought you had to like
group chat.
go through I thought the parents were like DMing you the questions from their kids.
Oh no, the
No, he
parents,
talks directly to the kids.
Yeah, the parents.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
They consent for their children to email these questions
Fair.
into the show.
Gotcha.
You got to check a box.
Gotcha.
I'm on record for saying I think I could beat up every 10-year-old in the world.
I think you might be in trouble
Everyone?
here, PFT.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No. There's like 10-year-old boxers.
You don't think you could beat up every 10-year-old?
No.
We've done
no
this
shot.
with him before.
No shot. Zero chance.
I disagree. 10-year-olds are
Producers
small.
just said Baby Gronk. Could you beat up Baby Gronk?
How old is Baby Gronk?
He might be a little bit older than 10. He
He's
might be
like
about 12 or 13.
We find out he's like.
But yes, I could beat up Baby Gronk.
We had Baby Gronk's dad in studio back in the day, and I know he's a polarizing figure, but I think he's kind of a good dad, dude.
Yeah.
I think
I thought that was just. I thought that was going to be the end of your thought.
No,
I did not see that take coming.
No, he just gets a lot of crap. I mean, it's complicated. Whatever. How about this, though? If you're a mall kid living in the mall in 2025, you're scrappy, PFT.
Yeah.
You're fighting for, I mean, that's scarcity of resources. You're fighting to survive. I don't know if you could take this kid.
I'm 5'8.5". Okay, I weigh 175 pounds. I'm a man.
Okay,
I'm
that
40.
is a big weight advantage.
So yeah, I don't care if they're boxers or whatever, Jerry.
Really?
Like they don't have the eye of the tiger. 10-year-olds will give up at the first sign of adversity. Not me.
Yeah, just kick him. All right, what's our next question?
I think you could do it, Jerry.
I don't know.
This comes from Theodore from Plainfield, Illinois. Should the Cubs put Cade Horton in a Matthew Boyd jersey to start Game 4 tonight?
Yes.
smart.
Yes, they should. Yeah, they should.
I mean,
they should put. You know, they should put in the Matthew Boyd jersey Jake Arrieta. He's been going to these Cubs games. You seen this guy?
No, is he like?
Yeah.
Dude, he's in better shape now than when he pitched. He's jacked to the gills. It's unbelievable. Yeah, they should do something.
What's the deal with Horton? If they were to survive this round, are his
Yeah.
ribs healed? Like, could he make it back? I know he's been throwing toss and whatnot. But
I don't know. At first, I went biblical with it, and I thought he broke his rib because the Cubs were using it to build another pitcher.
Makes
you know?
sense.
I was like, we've seen this story before, and it worked out great for the human race. Maybe it'll work out for the Cubs bullpen. It wasn't the case. He just hurt his ribs.
did
He
it
just
work
he just
out
had a-
great for the human
I was
race?
gonna say,
kind of
Did it work out great for the human
I don't know
race?
if you've read the story recently.
But are you saying that like, the world would be
Do you
better
know
if
how
it was just
reproduction
dudes?
works?
No, but it
If we don't
resulted
have,
in,
you think
There's a
we'd be
case
here
to
if it was
be
just
made.
one dude hanging by himself?
well, it did result technically in original.
We wouldn't
sin.
have a huge. Okay.
Yeah, but you got
Hold
women.
on.
That's an even trade. It's like, yeah, we're all gonna go to hell, but
But
at
the
least we
women
have
existed pre-sin
Well, that's not-
as well.
That's not how that works.
I think
Don't worry
I know
about it. No, it's fine. It's fine.
Wait.
It's fine.
That's a wild take from Big T.
It is wild. Like I know what you're arguing, but I'm saying that if not for that, then it would just be one dude just hanging in a garden by himself, and then he dies, and then we're just
Sure,
not here,
fair
right?
enough.
No, but they had a period of time pre-Apple where they were hanging out together.
But
So like it could have been.
but how did
But wait, but she got she was created from the ribs, right?
Yeah.
So there was a period of time where Adam had all his ribs intact.
Yeah, and it was just him.
And that would be bad. That's what we're saying.
That
right?
would be bad, but
Yeah.
what about the period pre-Apple, post-Eve, where they're just hanging out and everything's perfect?
No, that's the best. That's the best time.
That's the
Can you
best
think of a
time.
reason why
Tiny
Adam
window.
would want to remove one of his ribs?
Did he sing?
come to
what's
mind?
the old-
I watched my
Marilyn Manson got
conversation.
his
Beautiful people.
taken out back in the day, didn't he?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. All right, let's go on to America's Teams Power Rankings, where Mark Titus tells you the top, the easiest teams to cheer for.
Yeah.
In this wonderful.
I'll rip through these quickly. At number 5, I have the Jacksonville Jaguars. Just beat
hell
beat
yeah.
the Chiefs in Monday Night Football. I think the Jaguars are a perfect team for a few reasons. Number 1, nobody hates the Jaguars. How could you? What football fan out there is like, man, it was our year, and then we met the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they ruined everything.
Maybe some Chargers fans from the
I
playoffs.
guess.
I think, like,
ago.
yeah, I think
Steelers
that.
fans.
Really?
Steelers fans.
You lose sleep
Why?
with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
That game, yeah. I mean,
Blake
not anymore,
Bortles.
not anymore, no. But
Bortles hung 45 on
yeah,
you.
that was wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, still,
But I don't
you
hate
have a
them.
lot of heartbreaks.
Yeah,
this year.
yeah.
You
Maybe
don't
some
know.
AFC South. I don't know.
Yeah, so they seem really likable for that reason. Number 2, I think Trevor Lawrence is kind of a perfect quarterback from an entertainment value. He has all the skills, but he also doesn't understand clock management. He's also very erratic. He fumbles on the 1-yard line.
He doesn't know where he is on the field.
I mean, the last
play,
game-winning touchdown is Trevor Lawrence in a nutshell, where he can make the play, but it's also like he trips and falls and gets up. I don't know. It's just erratic. It's very fun to watch. And Travis Hunter, I also love. He's one of the most exciting players in football. I know
Love
he's not-
seeing him make a massive play.
Yeah, I know he's not like setting the league on fire, but he to me
He
he's
will.
very good on both sides.
Do you
So
think cornerback Travis Hunter could guard receiver Travis Hunter? One-on-one.
That's a great question.
Who wins?
Who
I
wins
feel like
that?
wide receiver Travis Hunter's been better than cornerback Travis Hunter this year.
Yeah.
I think.
Well,
he
yeah,
cooks
that is. I think they kind of drafted him to be more receiver. Yeah, I think receiver Hunter would win right now.
Be
I
better.
think right now. At the
Right now.
He's
I
gotta
don't know
work on
about
his
long
craft.
term.
I believe in the vision long term with Travis Hunter. I believe that he can be productive.
All right, Mark, let's do this. Let's get number 4, and then we'll save 3 for the last segment.
All right,
The top
let's
3
do
on the
that.
other side.
Number 4 is Blutman and Biz. I'm not sure if you guys were following this bromance that brewed in Las Vegas yesterday. But, I mean, Liam Blutman does not let people touch him at all. Like, if you try to shake his hand, he just goes, no. He just
Liam's the
stares
one
you in
on
the
the
eye
left, by the way.
and says no. Wake Up Barstool's very own Liam Blutman has struck up a romance with Paul Bisnet, and I loved watching them yesterday. They were just walking around Vegas, and Blutman's doing man on the street videos. At one point, he was offered cocaine. Was Liam Blutman?
Yep.
That was a very funny.
The certified least drug guy we probably have in the entire company.
I want more of this. Hockey season just started, and I hope this is a sign of things to come with these two. I hope that they continue to do this at various cities around the country.
All right, coming up next, guys, the top 3 of America's Teams Power Rankings. Don't go anywhere. More Wake Up Barstool right on the other side of this break. Big T catch. I'm going to try to throw right-handed. Yes! In studio. Let's go.
Paddington Jones.
Jalen Hyatt legacy game confirmed.
Yep.
All right, welcome back to Wake Up Barstool. It's time to force Mark Titus to finish his America's Teams Power Rankings. He tried to weasel out of it. Mark, what's our top 3?
Number 3 is Jerry Neuheisel,
Hell
who
yeah.
is the head football coach at UCLA now. That's not true, but it doesn't matter. Nobody cares who the head coach is. We care that this guy with awesome hair is being lifted on the field. Who is the head coach?
Doesn't matter.
Does not. It surely doesn't matter.
Actually, dude, I should know
No,
this.
his name is. Don't worry about it.
It does not matter, but Ebo. So we did when we did mostly sports on Monday after the game. Ebo put our prep sheet together. He put a little note for Jerry Neuheisel, and he just wrote Jerry Neuheisel has never, and that was it. And that was the note. It was Jerry Neuheisel never.
That's
and I was like,
the one thing I know about Jerry Neuheisel is that he has been carried off the field before.
Yeah.
This is his second
Twice.
But I was like, he's never won. He's literally never done anything. He's never called plays. He's never put on a headset.
Didn't know how to
put
work
on
the headset.
Yeah, that was
never
the
put
best
on a polo.
anecdote.
He's just like I have no like he kind of rubs salt in the Penn State wound where he's just like I have no idea. I'll be honest, I wasn't even on staff. I don't even know what football is. He just kept saying that. So we're excited about UCLA. Obviously, number 2, the Edmonton Oilers. Connor McDavid signed for a hometown discount, and I think it might be Edmonton's time, and I'm excited about that. $12.5 million. It's and the number 1 Toronto Blue Jays. Okay, on to the next.
Toronto Blue Jays. All right.
Canada. Big week for Canada in America.
Yeah.
All right, right now, guys,
2 hours isn't long enough, though.
it's time to take you back.
Squeeze 5 teams in.
Big Tease. He's been red hot. He cashed out last week on the final leg. He has a giant cup OT, as you see there.
Well, first of all, let me just have some big tea here. We should explain, though. So on the last leg last week, if you were still awake, Cal was playing Duke. We had Cal plus 10.5. Cal went up 21-7. There was a nice cash-out opportunity there for the Big T believers who were still awake. If you took it, congratulations. If you didn't, I apologize. I could not have foreseen Cal completely imploding and getting their doors blown off.
I just like that. I think that's bull. The fact that you cashed out on your own bet, I don't like.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're mad that I made a profit?
Yes.
All right. Well,
Yes.
I think
hey,
it's pretty
you know
clear
what the
about
best
what
of America is?
It's
You know,
the big tease.
you know what's great about this country? You're allowed to be mad.
Yes, I am.
So
I am.
officially,
I just think that there's a lot of Big T stands out there, a lot of Big T heads.
the real
that
Big
see
T
the Big
believers would know
Ts.
that if you get a juicy cash out, you are more than welcome.
Did you broadcast your cash out? Did you tell everybody
no.
You should broadcast.
You got to broadcast it
if
next
people
time.
riding with you, you got to.
Yeah, you got to broadcast it next time.
Listen, I
guys, we're
want the
jumping
whole
off.
thing to win. It lost. I'm counting it as a loss. We're 3.
All right.
You can't tell
All right,
everybody to
all
hop
right.
on a train
Yeah.
and then we're all going to Fresno and then you get out of St. Louis.
No.
You can't
I got out a
and
mile
send
from
everybody else to
Fresno. You
Fresno.
can cash out for the
That's
whole
crazy.
thing.
Hold on, we got. Okay, T, you got a minute 10.
I have a minute 10. Okay, this week we're going to win this
It's 2
week.
hours
The
long. When
first
did we become?
Alabama, Missouri, over 41.5.
Okay.
Michigan State money line at home against UCLA, due for some serious regression, are the Bruins. Oregon money line at home against Indiana. Oklahoma plus 10.5 in the Red River shootout against the University of Texas. Georgia Tech minus 5.5 at home against Virginia Tech. And Texas A&M money line against Florida. All 6 legs will be hitting this week.
I got it.
That is plus 392 currently.
Damn.
So, we're up 9 units on the year. It's going to be 13.
Big T, can you do me a favor? Can you tweet out a link to this bet? That way people can
maybe
just press the button,
but I don't know.
Because it takes a lot of time to.
Yeah, that would be ideal.
Listen, then don't do it. I don't care. Don't do it then. No. If
Talk to the people here. We can get the link.
if you're not a Big T
T,
believer enough to go put in the 6 picks, then we don't need you.
I ride you every week. I've
Thank
ridden
you.
you every week this fall. I love riding you.
Thank you for riding.
And I will not stop riding you. But it's very frustrating having to put all these in and then to hear that I'm getting cashed out on.
All right. Coming up next
Whatever.
hour,
I got cashed out on.
We got more Big T's. We got Shaun O'Hara kicking off hour 2. Talking a little Giants. Keep it on FS1. More Wake Up Barstool. What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool. Okay, right now we got Shaun O'Hara coming up here in a minute.
Bob just used the bathroom over the break and he left his microphone on and Shaun O'Hara was listening. Like, did you go back to back peas?
No.
Sounded like he
Sounded like
No.
you peed twice.
No, Connor was in front of me, so he flushed
so that was-
as I was stepping up.
okay.
And then I peed, and then I flushed. That is one of the funniest parts about this, though, is when the mics get left on and you can talk from like across the building as if you're in the same room. But yeah, we'll talk to Shaun for a little bit, or in a little bit. He doesn't get enough credit, man. A guy that walked on at Rutgers, then went UDFA, and yet ended up playing 11 years in the league, won a Super Bowl, 3-time Pro Bowler. I never understand that. Like, there's so much money committed to finding these guys. How does somebody that good kind of slip through at every single level?
Yeah, over
and then
and
just,
over again.
And then just end up being awesome,
Yeah.
like at every level of football that he plays at.
He was like at the sandwich shop, just like walking up to it, and there was an assistant coach there that happened to be getting lunch. Was like, do you play football, son? He's like, oh, I don't know what football is. I like my books. And like, well, why don't you come out and practice with us sometime?
God, he looks great too. Just wait to see him in a little bit. All right, let's. So something else that we're going to talk about. We have NFL MVP conversation that we could have thus far in this season, or the 49ers. Are they actually good? Which one are y'all more interested in?
Let's talk MVP.
MVP.
I like MVP in like early October.
Yeah, hell yeah.
We're gonna look like such morons at the end of the season when you play this back. Brandon Aubrey.
I thought you were going to say Brandon Walker, because I know what he would say. He's been banging the Dak Prescott drum quite heavily. Mark, who would be yours thus far? By the way, Mark, before the season, I don't know if it was a Prague show, your Emeka Egbuka.
No, I think that was the first show we did. Yeah.
The Emeka Egbuka Rookie of the Year take is fire right now. That guy is incredible.
He's minus money, I think, to be Rookie of the Year at this point in the season. Yeah. So Emeka Egbuka, can I say him for MVP?
Yeah, right.
I might. Yeah.
Could you say the guy throwing him the ball?
Yeah.
I mean, Baker Mayfield's the most fun guy to watch in the NFL right now.
Yeah, I think Baker has I think Jared Goff is another name I see pop up that makes it move for me a little bit. But I think Baker has the right combination of like the stats, the team success, but also like the narrative, so to speak. You know, like he's a media darling. He's a quarterback on his fourth team. Is that right? His fourth? The Rams, the Panthers, the Browns?
Yep.
Yes. God, that Rams start where he was there for a day, very Jerry Neuheisel-esque.
Yeah. I don't know what goes into the voting for the MVP, but like as you know, T-Bob, with the Heisman voting, there's the Heisman campaign, and you shouldn't have to campaign for an award. It should just be like who's the best player, but that's the way college football works.
Agreed.
And if that is the way that the NFL MVP works, then I think Baker has a really good campaign, if that makes sense.
Oh, it's 1,000% it makes sense.
But unfortunately, the guy that would be leading that campaign would be Stephen Shea.
Yeah.
Everybody would be like, get this guy out of my face.
His campaign manager, Stephen Shea.
Yeah, terrible campaign.
That's a problem.
Bad campaign. But I think you could make the case Joe Burrow, MVP.
That's a good point.
Yeah, because his absence, look how large it looms.
Yes,
Yeah.
you could make the case he's the greatest human being on the planet.
Jer, what about you? Who do you have? Who do you think so far?
I mean, Baker, right now, to me, I think is going to win the MVP. But I will say this: not going to win the MVP, but
Raji?
He can be close up there. I know he's not going to have the best stats, you know, as far as the like yards and whatnot, but he doesn't turn the ball over that much.
How many wins do you think he's going to have?
This year?
Yeah.
I think he's going to have 11 or 12.
3-1 or 4-1 right now?
3-1. I think he could have 12 wins.
So 12 wins, not the best stats, MVP.
I didn't say he was going to win MVP. He can be up there, though. He could be like top 3, top 5 around there.
He gets invited to the ceremony.
Who's the more real team right now? More real one-loss team? Niners or Steelers? Two traditional powers, both leading their division, both feel flawed and yet always find a way to win.
I don't know, tough. I'd probably go with the Niners, depending on who's the. I guess it doesn't really matter between Purdy or Mac Jones. They're the same guy, I feel like.
I know Purdy's having the Mac Jones emergence has been really bad for Brock.
Yeah,
It has.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd lead Niners right now. I'd lead Niners.
But Brock already got paid, right? So
Yeah,
He's good. He's
paid.
fine.
Yeah,
Also, the Mac Jones emergence. It's like we've had like 2 weeks of Mac Jones. I don't know if we can call it the emergence.
You don't think he's played really well? You don't think he's exceeded expectations in those 2 weeks?
He has, but I mean, the expectations were also just.
I have a gripe with
He
Mac.
died and came back to life last week.
What's your gripe?
I have a gripe with Mac Jones. He dispelled the rumor that he ate 11 bananas, and I don't think he needed to do that. I think the world was operating just fine, believing that Mac Jones ate 11 bananas during a football game, and then he had to step in and be like, it was actually only 3. And I just don't know what the point of that was, Mac. I was having a great time believing that. You woke up, you saw a dead body floating in water, you ate 11 bananas, you won a football game.
I forgot about the dead body.
Well, that's what I was referencing earlier when you said he died on the field.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot. I didn't get it the entire time. I was wondering why y'all had so many cheeky laughs the entire time.
I don't know. Something about the 11 bananas was just awesome to me, and then he had to say in the post game, he was like, "No, it wasn't 11. It was 3."
Do you believe the Wade Boggs beers?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Just let that go on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I know rationally it doesn't make sense, but I want to continue to believe that. And who does it harm for me to believe that?
I believe it.
Right now, we got him. We got all the technical difficulties smoothed out. No thanks to our producer, Matt. Shaun, no, Matt. Shaun O'Hara, what's up, brother? What's going on?
Hey, top of the morning to you guys.
How's it going?
I thought we were going to have to do this charade style for a second there. But, all is not lost. I love you guys are in Chi-Town. All right. Shout out to Chicago. Shout out to Homewood Flossmoor, home of the Vikings, where my dad went to high school and was actually still on the wall, all right, at Homewood Flossmoor for the Cal Mall Award, which was like the best athlete his senior year, 1969. So shout out to Big Dave O'Hara.
Love that.
Hell yeah, man. Shaun, what about this? Before we get into tonight's game, whatever, we were talking about it coming in, but I want to ask you a little bit about your story because, like, it's just wild. It's kind of Baker Mayfield-esque, right? Walk on at Rutgers, undrafted, and then to a 3-time Pro Bowler, Super Bowl champ, 11-year vet, just awesome in New York. Like, how does that happen? How did you seemingly slip through the cracks at every level of evaluation and then still end up being so badass?
Yeah, great question. Very similar to Baker Mayfield, with the difference that he was the #1 overall pick. So,
True. Okay, fair. He slipped through the first round. He slipped through the first round. Yeah.
He had a couple more commas on his signing.
Fair.
Scouts are human too. You know, that's kind of the way I look at it. Like every year, you look at the rosters. There's a couple of undrafted free agents that make the team. My situation coming out of Rutgers was a little bit, you know, it was complicated. We were 1-11 my senior year. I was playing left tackle at Rutgers. And,
oh wow.
You know, statistically, I was 6'3.5", 295 pounds. That's not a normal. That's an undersized, offensive lineman by any standards, but certainly not left tackle standards. So I was being graded by Blesto and by all the scouts as a left tackle. And of course, I told everybody, look, I want to move in. I want to be a center. I wanted to play center at Rutgers, but I had to play left tackle because I was the best lineman there. And that was what we needed for the team. So that's kind of why, coming out, I was a little flew under the radar. But, I think I would be walking on at Rutgers. It was kind of like the same thing. I walked on in the NFL. So I guess I'm just the kind of guy, I never get the invitation to the party, but I just show up and I end up being the MVP. So, I feel like that's part of me being part Irish Mule. But I think it's also, I use that so much now. I coach my son's football team. I talk to kids. I go to camps. Look, like talent is overrated sometimes. And guess what? Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. And I think that's one of the things that I learned early on is, look, your talent may get you in the door, but it's what do you do once you get there? Are you willing to put in the work and do things that other guys aren't willing to do to get to where you want to be? And I think that's something I learned early on. The NFL, it's, somebody told me once, look, you spend your first couple of years trying to get into the league and you spend the rest of your career trying to hang on to the league. And that's kind of how I felt like my whole career was like, look, you got to prove yourself every single year. They're trying to bring in, fresh meat, guy trying to restock the roster for cheaper, younger labor. And the longer you're in the league, the harder it is to stay in there. But it all comes down to just, look, you gotta be able to crush beers at night and you got to be able to crush the weights in the morning.
Hell yes, dude.
Fill in.
One thing that can help with job security is if you marry your head coach's son. Is that something that you guys ever talked about in the locker room with any of your,
Yeah,
I just messed that up. That would probably
be really awkward.
That would probably work the other way. If you marry your head coach's daughter, that helps you hang out in the league for a while. Did that ever get awkward in the locker room when you were talking with your teammates? It's like, hey, you're not going to get cut.
Yeah. Well, listen, you're 0 for 2 right now because not only was you said the son and not the daughter, but you're talking about Chris Snee, who was my right guard. And I didn't marry the coach's daughter. Chris Snee did, but we had a lot of fun with that. It actually got him drafted. He was drafted, first pick in the second round. And it became, look, there were some humorous moments with that. And he, he went to Boston College where, Kate Coughlin went there. They met in college. They got married. He gets drafted in the second round. And there's a great story behind all that because, they came to Coach Coughlin. They were like, look, we've got this guy. We had him at the first round grade. He's a hell of a player. Are you okay with this? Is this going to be all right with the family? And he was like, absolutely. Let's do it if you think he's worth it. And I had a buddy that knew him coming out and he's like, this kid's a player. So this was not like, hey, we're drafting, Tommy Boy here, Big Tom Callahan's son. Like this kid can ball. And we knew right away Chris was a stud. And, this is awesome. But one of the good stories is his first mini camp as a rookie, he jumps off sides. And, coaches, they're like, come on, let's go, son. Get your head out of your butt. Let's go, son. You call everybody son. He goes, let's go, son. Know the snap count. And we're like, oh. Kaufman's face turns red. He's like, oh my gosh. All right, now I can't use son anymore because, technically I called him Crawl. I don't know if you guys seen the Pauly Shore movie, Son-in-Law.
Yeah.
So I called him Crawl. But he was like, all right, I can't call Snee son. I can't call anybody son anymore. They added a little different element to it.
I should probably stop using the word son too. That just got me in some trouble. But I did know that it wasn't you. I knew it was your teammate. I was wondering about that that locker room dynamic that you guys had. But you played for some great teams, obviously, with the Giants, won a Super Bowl. With these Giants going up against the Eagles, they got a great defensive line, great defense overall. How do you feel that this New York Giants offensive line is coming into shape? And do you think that that Dart instead of Russ under center is going to be a benefit to the offensive line as the season goes on?
Yeah, I think the offense looks different with Jackson Dart in a quarterback. They've run a lot more RPOs. I feel like the ball has been coming out quick. I think it's kind of added a little spunk to the offense. And, last week they started out no huddle, which I think is a great way to get some rhythm and kind of keep that defense on their heels a little bit. Look, 2 weeks in a row, the Giants have scored an opening drive touchdown to start the game. I can't remember that happening in the last 5 years, 2 weeks in a row. So that's been a big boost. But no doubt this offensive line is really the key. And anytime you have a young quarterback, look, I was there in 2004 when we drafted Eli, his rookie year. And we used to always say, look, first and second down, we got to pound the rock. We got to make third down easy for him. We can't ask him, to convert 3rd and 10 all game long and think we're going to get a win. So I think this offensive line has gotten better every week this year. Week 1, Andrew Thomas was not in there, and they kind of flopped around in Washington, but they have started to stack together weeks. They're looking better. Andrew Thomas basically came back, and he doesn't look like he missed any time. So he's kind of back to his old self. That has really solidified this front. But one of the things that's different is with Jackson Dart. You said he's under center, which means he's playing quarterback, but he really is not under center very often. He's in shotgun the whole time. That's what he did in college. So that kind of changes things from a run game standpoint. And as an offensive lineman, I like my running back kind of being in the home position. I like him being behind the quarterback. Now he's got a two-way go, and now he can really press the hole and keep it front side. When you run a lot of runs out of shotgun, the running back is to the side. It shrinks the field. You can't – now if he's to the left of the quarterback and he's handing the ball off right here, he's never going to get play side. He's never going to be able to stress the defense horizontally when he's in shotgun. So that's just a little inside the O-line room. My tip on that, I want to see Scadaboo in the home position. Get that little son of a gun downhill because he wants to run people over. He would actually rather run a safety over than outrun him to the sideline and use his speed. He's got a little meathead in him, which I like.
And that's exactly what I wanted to ask you about, Shaun. Scadaboo is probably the most likable and fun part about the team right now. And I used to play O-line too, and you just love those guys behind you, right? How would you react if you were one of the salty vets and then you have this little psycho joining the team behind you?
I love it. I call him the Tasmanian devil. He just kind of everything he goes just creates havoc everywhere, leaves a mess of destruction all around him. That is contagious. And when you see a running back that's doing that, you're like, all right, man, I'm gonna teabag my guy too because you're over there, wrecking shop. I got a hold of my end of the bargain, and it just kind of everybody feeds on it. It gives you an identity. This Giants offense has an identity with Scadaboo and with Dart out there. There's some personality. There's a little Ric Flair in there. 2 claps and a woo. You gotta bring a little energy, bring a little juice. So I like that about Scadaboo. Obviously he's got to hold on to the rock. And one of the tough things is when you're a physical runner, it's just kind of natural that the ball gets away from your body a little bit as you're making contact. So, he's figuring some of that stuff out. But look, I think the more you can get him the rock. The other thing that he's already become the O-lineman's best friend, not just because of his running style. I don't know if you guys have seen him chip. So we used to always tell the running backs, on your way out on a pass play, don't ever free release through there. Hit somebody, chip a defensive end, chip a D lineman. He cracked the ribs on, I think it was the Chiefs. He had a rib shot on left tackle sets. He comes right in, boom. Guy crumbles to the ground. And when you have a running back that's chipping guys that loves to block like that, I mean, that's like adding a sixth offensive lineman out there, and I know they love playing with him.
Yeah.
Hey, Shaun, Big T, good to talk to you. I don't know if you're hearing this kind of stuff. Even here in Chicago, I went to get coffee this morning. At the coffee shop, everybody was talking about tonight's going to be a Jalen Hyatt legacy game. They said this is his time. Darius Slayton and Malik Neighbors are out. It's going to be all Jalen Hyatt. What do you think about that?
Jalen Hyatt. Okay, got it. Way to clean it up, Big T. Yeah, Jalen Hyatt, we've been waiting for this. Like, I remember when he was drafted coming out of Tennessee. I mean, he was this guy that he could get behind anybody. And, I mean, he can fly. He's kind of struggled a little bit just with getting off some press coverage and, finding ways. The NFL, they're a little physical. And I think he's kind of struggled with that. But this absolutely is a great opportunity. That's what this league is all about. Guys go down, guys get hurt, something happens, and somebody's got to step up and play. This is a great opportunity for him to do that. I know they're going to try to take some shots, but, obviously you're kind of dictated by what the defensive coverage is. Look, nobody's doubling Jalen Hyatt in this game, but he's going to have a couple shots. I think he's got it in him. He's just got to go out and do it. Like, it's one thing to do it, during the week. I'm sure you guys play golf. Like, it's one thing to go to the range. You're like, man, I'm dialed in with my 7-iron. And then you go out there and you got a little different lie. Maybe got a little perspiration. Maybe you've had a couple transfusions. And now, look, I got to make the shot when it counts. Like, I think that's what Jalen Hyatt's got to do. And no better time to do it right now than Thursday Night Football at home at MetLife. They're going to take some shots with him. I think Wan'Dale Robinson is kind of their slot guy. So they like Wan'Dale on third down. They like getting the ball to him quick. And Jalen will hopefully be the big play guy for him.
Shaun, help us out here, because as a 11-year vet, like, you've seen it all. You know how this game works. And to the layman, we look at this on paper and we say, how do the Giants win? How do they even have a chance, right? I mean, the Eagles just are so much better. So in that locker room, in y'all's mindset, how does the NFL so often surprise us where these unexpected results end up happening?
Yeah, well, I got a Super Bowl ring that proves that too. Nobody thought we could beat the Patriots. We were massive underdogs. That was David slaying Goliath. I think that for the Giants, look, we see it around the league. Look, the Chiefs just lost. I mean, nobody saw that one coming. Like, I feel like every week there's a surprise win, and you're like, how did that happen? Look, football is great, and it's the ultimate barometer because it tells you what you're doing well right now. Like, don't tell me what you did last month. Don't tell me what you did 3 weeks ago. Like, you have to show up and play. There were times when I would go to the stadium and I thought, man, we're going to kick the snot out of these guys. Like, they suck. And we lose by a last-second field goal. And you're like, how the hell did that happen? Like, we're way better than that team. That's ball. Like, you got to go out and you got to prove it every single Sunday or Thursday night in this case. And I think that's kind of what you're seeing. But for the Giants, look, they have pissed their pants more this year than anything else. Like, they are the ones that keep beating themselves, dropping the ball, fumbles, interceptions. They had chances to win some of these games, and you turn the ball over. That's like you're like gifting the other team a win. So for the Giants, they can't beat themselves. Look, the Eagles have had their number. It's hard to even call us a rivalry right now with how one-sided it's been. But I think, look, they got a shot. You got to make a couple plays. You get a defensive, turnover. Dexter Lawrence, almost had a thick six, we call it, high scores. Like, that ignites your team. So if you can get some help, special teams or defense, look, anything's possible. But, mission number one is they got to tackle an old friend.
Yeah.
Saquon Barkley.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, how many beers if the Giants win tonight?
How many beers?
Yeah, how many beers are you going to have if the Giants win tonight?
Oh, I mean, look, I don't like to judge. I think, you stop counting after 5. If they win, it's like you had an ace, on the golf course. You had a hole in one. Like, nobody's going home. Nobody's going home.
Hell yeah.
Are on the house. Here we go. Everybody's staying. Call the wives, call the family. Like, nobody's coming home tonight.
Let's go, Shaun O'Hara. Hey, thank you so much, man. Absolute legend. Thank you for joining us this morning.
All right, thanks, boys. Have a great day.
You too, man.
Thanks, Shaun.
God, he's awesome.
I'll be honest, I didn't know much about Shaun O'Hara before he came on the show. I'm a massive fan of that.
Massive fan.
Big fan.
He also stumbled upon a core guiding tenet in my life as well, which was if you want to hoot with the Owls at night, you got to soar with the Eagles during the day. What do you say? Crush beers at night, crush weights in the morning?
Weights.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Hell yeah, dude.
All
All
right.
right.
Also said he wouldn't marry the coach's son, which I now question his football loving, because
Because you got to do
How
whatever
bad
you
do you
can.
want it? How bad do you want
Yeah,
it?
you got to do whatever you can to stay on the
this
roster.
league, I would marry my coach's son if it meant I had a 12-year career. Jerry?
Nope, pass.
All right. Don't love ball.
I would marry both of his sons. Coming up next, we got Jerry's 2 a.m. thoughts, and we're going to play a little quarterback take your pick game right here on Wake Up Barstool on FS1. Oh, what studio is that?
Well, that's good too. They cleaned that up before the shot.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool. It is time. We got a bunch of great segments coming up. We still have, hey, guys, we still have Kate's Thursday Night Football Roast coming up. It's the funniest, best segment that we do on this show all week long. Can't wait for that. But right now, it's time for our own mad scientist, Jersey Jerry, a man who suffers from a distinct lack of sleep, constantly up, mind racing, and at 2 a.m., he comes up with some questions that will boggle the mind. Jerry, what do we got this week?
Yeah, this week we're gonna go with party of 3. You're having dinner.
Hell yeah.
Nightmare dinner guests.
Oh.
2 guests that you would hate to have dinner with.
Okay, who wants to, Big T, do you want to start?
I'll start. My 2 were Keith Olbermann and Lena Dunham. I wish not to elaborate, though.
All right.
Yeah, we don't have to elaborate.
Why would
Why
we allow it?
If I speak big trouble.
What would they have? I wonder, like, what do they have in common that Big T would not want to eat dinner with them? I would love to. I mean, she wrote Girls.
If I
That'd be
speak
kind of cool.
suspended.
Big T, this is a talk show we're doing.
No, listen, I gave you my 2.
You brought the 2 answers that you don't want to talk about.
I didn't want to go
That doesn't-
first.
I don't like how she treats dogs.
Okay.
Bad dog.
Again,
The Hassan guy.
y'all.
treating
Yeah, bad.
Oh yeah, that's another one. You wouldn't want him at dinner either, would you?
Listen, y'all.
Y'all go ahead.
There are plenty that I would not like.
Producer's telling me to go. All right, I'm just gonna go of the moment here. Maybe I'm a prisoner of said moment. But Bill Belichick and Jordan Hudson.
Oh, yeah.
It would just
That would be the best dinner ever.
Oh, dude, no. Dude,
I would pay money to
Be entertaining.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't want any part. I think I would feel uncomfortable the entire time.
Yeah.
I feel like
you're afraid of a strong woman?
No, I actually would be way more interested in talking to Jordan. I imagine she would carry the conversation. Yeah. I would just feel uncomfortable. Bill in general makes me a bit, it gives me kind of skeevy vibes a little bit right now. It's a disaster in North Carolina.
I would love to attend that dinner, for the record.
I mean, yes.
Yeah,
I guess you're right. Maybe that was a bad answer.
I'm a Jordan respecter.
All right, then what do you have, PFT? Let's see if I want to attend your dinner.
Okay, I'm going to go with, I gave 3, but I guess I can whittle it down to 2.
No, do 3.
Okay, I was going to go with O's the Mentalist.
Yeah.
I think that would just, you wouldn't eat anything.
Wait, is it O's? It's not Oz?
Oz? I don't know.
O's. No, it's O's.
I think it's O's, yeah.
What?
Yeah. That's part of his trick, T-Bob.
Yeah, apparently.
That's one of his
Dude.
tricks. Is he spells his
Subverting
name like
expectations
Oz.
from the
Yes.
start.
So immediately you're just like, what?
Yeah, he would just blow your mind.
Yeah.
Nobody would eat anything.
Yeah.
The conversation would just be about, O's, what's your next trick? You wouldn't feel like you were safe, like he was tapping your phone, like you got something in your pocket that he placed there.
Are you in general not a good receiver of magic?
I'm not a good receiver of magic, but I did have my mind blown by O's.
Yeah.
He came to the office and he did macrodosing one time.
But when he blows your mind, are you like, that's awesome? Or are you like, please leave me alone?
There was
Please
one
get out
where
of
I was
here."
like, leave.
Yeah.
Get out of here. You're a witch. Then my second guy would be Joey Chestnut, just because I would, not because he would eat too much, but because I would just be watching him eat. And I think I would be disappointed that he ate a regular amount of food. Right?
Yeah,
Joey comes over for dinner.
it's a don't meet your heroes thing. That like he's like kid. When I'm in the spotlight, I eat this way, but in private, I eat like a normal person. You're like, damn.
This civilian Joey that you're
that's
dealing with right
disappointing.
now.
Yeah.
Never meet MEAT your heroes when it comes to Joey Chestnut. And I'd be like, aren't you going to eat more? You want seconds? You want thirds? And he'd be like, no, man, I'm good. Chill out. And then my third would be Carson Wentz.
I could not be more
elaboration
opposite.
on that one.
No elaboration needed.
I love
Probably
your
walk
dinner.
in with like a bunch of ducks over his shoulder, like, hope you guys don't mind if I brought dinner. Then he'd drop everything, it'd be a disaster.
Yeah.
Okay, the wince is a little unattractive, but I would go head over heels to eat with O's and Chestnut. I mean, Chestnut coached me at the 999 challenge, and it was legitimately some of the best coaching I've ever gotten.
I would love to hang out with. I'm not saying I don't want to hang out with Joey Chestnut. I think it'd be a great hang. I'm just speaking strictly from like a dinner party.
Yeah, but like, is that worse than like Bill feeding Jordan little shrimp from his fingers, his little stubby fingers?
Don't tempt me with a good time.
And then they're just ignoring me while Bill's just being like,
They probably go at it on the table.
just making out in front of you.
Yeah, I'm in.
Titus, what do you got?
I did not send mine in because as you guys were sending in your answer, I realized I had a very different approach to this question, and Jeffrey Dahmer. that was the name that came to mind. I just pictured myself at dinner with him, and I don't know what we would talk about. Like, not much of a conversation, I would imagine. And you know, at some point you'd feel like you maybe need to go family style with the menu because like get some sort of collaboration going in the conversation. And
going family style with Dahmer's dangerous.
Style, so yeah. But then I realized like that was kind of where my mind went, and then you guys kind of said different, like Bill Belichick. All right, well, I interpreted this question differently.
That's fair. That's fair. It's a good answer, though.
And then my other one would be Megan Rapinoe.
Titus is like, why am I feeling so sleepy?
Yeah.
What's going on? Jerry, who's your nightmare dinner?
I'd probably go Ellen DeGeneres, Rosie O'Donnell. I'd probably go those two. I'd probably go them. I'm not going to elaborate on that either.
I thought you were Lib of the Year.
I mean, I'm back to back, yeah.
Yeah.
2-time.
Back-to-back winner.
I'm great, T-Bob.
I'm all confused.
I don't know if I'm going to get 3, though. I don't know if I'll get it next year or this year.
Why not?
Well, there's been some things that have came up, recently,
I mean, you did go very viral for having an open mind. You went very viral for having an open mind.
I did.
Jerry, tell you what.
Evolving.
I know that you didn't win any money last week.
Yeah.
When it came to naming a Taylor Swift song. I'll give you $1,000 if you can name a Bad Bunny song. 15 seconds.
A Bad Bunny?
Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny.
How about Marlon's Man and Bad Bunny while Jerry thinks? What an iconic duo.
Legends. Jerry, you have.
I hate
5,
this because I like Bad Bunny and I don't think I know a single song.
Just say something in Spanish,
3,
Jerry.
2.
Despacito.
No, it's not.
En Fuego.
It's not the worst guess.
Yeah.
It's in Spanish.
Yeah. Jerry, I want to give you this money.
Yeah, I'm not.
Burn a hole in my pocket.
The thing with my brain, how it works is like, I just know like certain Steelers stuff. It doesn't really go past that.
Right.
It's like it doesn't really go past like 2004 Steelers and until today.
Okay.
There's nothing else really.
All right. Well, I'm going to give you another shot at it. I want to give you this $1,000.
PFT, what if you gave him $1,000 if he could name like the top 3 receivers on the 2006 Steelers?
No, no. I don't want to do that. It's my money.
How much brain space does Cam Hayward? What percentage of your? Because I mean, he's been there almost that entire time.
Yeah, but I'm actually not a fan of his.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I respect what he's done as a Steeler. I respect that.
Oh, it's one of the best Steelers of all time.
I agree. And I have I just don't like this. Last 2 years really turned me off.
Oh,
to Cam Hayward.
That's
I mean, crying that you got to feed your family. You've made so much.
That was maybe not the best quote.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. Bad look, but all-time talent. Love watching him play.
Speaking of giant 10-year-olds, this just reminded me. So our old men played together. We played Little League together. At 10 years old, Cam was 6 foot 180.
No way.
PFT, that might be the exception of the rule.
He's not 10 anymore.
No, but when he was 10, 6 foot 180, he was a big boy.
Yeah, PFT, if you come across a 10-year-old that you think could kick your ass, just delay the fight until they turn 11.
We
Just
should
be
get
like,
a
yeah, I'll
10-year-old
fight
here.
him, and then just like, I'll fight him on this day.
Yeah.
And then he shows up, and you're like,
disqualified.
You're actually 11, disqualified.
We should bring one in.
Yeah, guys.
Fight a 10-year-old?
Yeah.
If anybody has any giant 10-year-olds, let us know. And we'll have them come spar Thursday on a studio.
Yeah, celebrity boxing, that's the future of sports in America. It's going to get to the point where it's going to be like somebody versus a child at some point.
Yeah. I'm still looking for 12-year-old Jewish boys. Dang it! As well. I've never been to a bar mitzvah. I've always wanted to go. So if anybody wants me to come to your bar mitzvah, please let me know. I'm really desperate. I don't want to die having never been to a bar mitzvah.
Okay.
What happens at
What
a
do
bar
you think
mitzvah?
happens there that's so?
A lot of drinking and fun and dancing and partying.
And you can only do that at a bar mitzvah.
No, but I mean, but I've never been to a bar mitzvah. I want to like lift
just
somebody
wanna
on the
experience
chair,
everything.
or is that a
Yeah.
wedding thing?
I don't know if the chair it might happen at bar mitzvah. You get some good songs going. It
Some
seems like a
great
good time.
songs.
Yeah.
Should we just throw you a bar mitzvah on this show?
My stepdad is
Fun.
Jewish.
I like that.
Bar
My
mitzvah
stepdad is
for-
Jewish. I wore a Star of David sweater from Night Before, the Seth Rogen movie.
Yeah.
I wore that in the Lenox Mall in Atlanta one time, and I'd never been hit on in my life, and I got hit on like 3 times.
Really?
It was insane. But it got awkward because I would then tell them honestly that I wasn't Jewish.
Yeah.
And yet I had the star. That was
Jerry
bad.
Judy had the same problem.
Exactly. All right, let's play a little game, guys. Yeah. Pick your quarterback. So our wonderful producer Jeremy has we got some quarterbacks that are kind of similar, and we just have to choose one or the other.
All right.
Let's start. Bo Nix. Yeah. Would you rather have Bo Nix or Drake May?
Who would you cue?
Who would you cue? I like that better. Who would you cue? Bo Nix. or Drake May?
Do I get Sean Payton with Bo Nix? Because that's part of it.
You're so right, and I'm gonna say no. We're gonna
Okay.
keep this just to the cue.
Then I'll take Drake May.
Then it's got to be Drake.
I think
take
it's
Drake
Drake
May,
May.
yeah.
I think it's Drake May. I think the answer is Drake May.
I think you just solved that question.
Yeah.
I'm a believer. I am.
In Bo?
Yeah, I am.
A believer?
Yeah, he's fun to watch. I think that we got a bigger body of evidence for Bo than we do with Drake May right now. So I know Drake May just went into Buffalo, won Sunday Night Football. That's a great win for him. That's an awesome win. Also, some people have pointed out that's his first win against a team that's above 500 in his career. And he was 0-4 before that night. I didn't point that out, but some people
have.
Some people said that to me. I think it's close, but I think I'd go with Bo.
Bo Nix is a great example of the power of confidence. Like the second he just got to the league, he's like, "Yeah, I'm an NFL quarterback. I'm good at this," and he just he lets it rip. He plays like he belongs. You know.
He
And
was deader
there are
dead at Auburn.
Yeah, there are times he makes a lot of boneheaded decisions, but I don't know. He just carries himself like he belongs in the league, and that goes a long way because so many guys are tentative and scared to make mistakes and stuff.
Yeah, he's a dark horse for Heisman this year.
Jerry, where you going?
He pulled
I
it
do
all
like
together.
Nix's swag, but I'm going to go with May.
Okay. Next up on the list, Jerry, you start us off here. Who would you cue? Jared Goff or Baker Mayfield?
Baker, for sure.
Okay. Easy. With a bullet?
Yeah. Right now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right now.
Baker.
Okay.
I'd go Baker.
Do y'all think, will the Bucks win a game that Baker doesn't have to engineer a fourth quarter winning drive? I mean, it's all 4 wins so far this year.
At some point, his defense is going to be like, yeah, we don't have to play that hard. Baker's got us in the
I don't know how much I believe this, but I'm going to say Goff just because I think Jared Goff is like the most underrated quarterback and doesn't get the credit he deserves.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say him just so somebody is saying Jared Goff.
Well,
I believe that we should be talking more about Jared Goff.
I agree, and I was going to say Jared Goff as well, just for the reason that Baker Mayfield will use that as fuel to
Yeah,
get even
that's
better
right.
if I pick Jared Goff, who I do love, and he's a great quarterback, but I'm actually doing both of them a favor. I'm complimenting Jared, and then I'm giving Baker a tool to get to the next level.
I'm
Win-win
going to
for
do the
two
Michael
guys.
Scott hypothetical and just say I'll take them both. You know,
Yeah.
Which one would you rather? I'll do both.
I think this kind of goes back to PFT's Heisman campaign theory, where even though Goff I think is actually maybe better, Baker is just so likable right now. Getting hurt and then getting up and talking crap, like the injury going away. The video of the fans before the game last Sunday.
that was good.
Where he's getting, and you can tell he's and I love that, I love too that Baker's so veteran that he recognizes the one fan and he's like, oh, this dude's been here talking. Who are you? You're new. Get the hell out of
But
here.
the Lions' offense is the most fun offense in the NFL for me, and shout out Jared Goff for running point on that.
Yep.
Yeah,
Quarterbacking that offense.
I agree. And consistently in Mark Titus's America's Teams Power Rankings.
right.
All right, coming up next, we got Kate with another Thursday Night Football Roast. You're watching Wake Up Barstool on FS1. Best segment of the week. Coming up next, Kate's picks have been damn near perfect. Jokes even better. More Wake Up. What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool. It's time for our favorite segment of every single week. We got our girl Kate in here, and it is time for another Thursday Night Football Roast.
You're gonna pick, Kate?
Let's go Birds.
Go Birds.
Fellas, my prediction for tonight is Eagles 36, Giants 17.
Yeah.
And normally, I would do a roast, but in honor of the Giants losing the ball on 5 consecutive drives against the Saints last week, new NFL record, by the way, congrats to them, I have 5 Big Apple turnovers here, one for each of you, okay? Big Apple turnovers warming up on the grill for those Giants. And here we go. Side note, this is not my first rodeo cooking the Giants. Fun fact, I used to live in enemy territory right across from the Stadium Town's welcome sign, and boy, did this Birds fan get their goose.
Oh, no way.
I used to go over and
No way.
used to go over and change their sign before games. Yeah, very embarrassing. By the way, isn't it crazy that we're already entering week 6?
Yeah.
And what a coincidence that week 6 perfectly describes the full Giants wide receivers room. But technically, it's just week 5 now, thanks to an ACL tear. Sad but not surprising. You're not going to have any neighbors in a barren Jersey swamp with a dangerous field. Can you believe the Giants and Jets have to share a stadium? That's like being roommates in a BYU honors dorm. 2 dorks who are not going to score. Miracles can happen, though, when the Eagles visit, at least. We've had 3 miracles in the Meadowlands, winning huge games at the last second. And those were cool, but having been up there to some of those games myself, a real miracle in the Meadowlands would be finding a Porta-John in J-Lot that's not splattered with disco fries and Taylor ham. Those fans are gross. Okay, hang on for this one. This one's layered. It doesn't make sense. The Giants have been struggling for a long time, and many believe it's partly due to a curse from New Year's 2017. That's when several key members took a jet to Miami to party, and a photo leaked of them on a boat at sunrise mere days before a playoff game against Green Bay, which they lost. You remember Boatgate, 2017
Yep.
Boatgate? What fans didn't know is that the players were actually trying to escape the Giants by going to Cuba. And what the players didn't know is that Cuba wasn't actually a real football player, and thus Jerry Maguire wouldn't be able to help them transfer out. Ugh, tough joke. Jackson Dart. Isn't that what Michael used to shoot at his pet monkey Bubbles whenever it got out of control? In 2024, Jackson Dart's old girlfriend came out with a TikTok saying he cheated on her for over a year. Guess that's why he's Jackson with an X. Am I right, girls? Jackson Dart wears eye black below his right eye as a nod to Star Wars' Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah.
Which is weird. For those of you who aren't huge nerds, Jerry, Titus, Anakin is Darth Vader. Why would you do that? But in the end, Darth Vader becomes a hero. So thinking it out, maybe this Anakin eye black means he's on the dark side now, but once he's free, he'll become really, really good. Look at Saquon Barkley, Sterling Shepard, Darren Waller, Evan Engram, Xavier McKinney, Julian Love, Leonard Williams, and Danny Dimes. They got out, they're doing great. Jackson Dart has a little brother named Diesel Dart. No joke there, just wanted to gas you guys up. Coach Brian Dable, what's his deal? Looking from the outside, it seemed like he was making huge gains when he first joined. Now it seems he can't stop losing. Under Dable,
Not even that's like actually a compliment.
he lost weight. He looks fantastic. He looks really good.
Change the lifestyle there, bro.
Yeah, him and his wife both. They look fantastic. Good for them. Under Dable, the team has struggled with roster issues. Like 3 times in a row in the last couple years, the Giants have found themselves without someone to score field goals for them. The kicker, here's the kicker. The kicker, oh, I guess they forgot one again. There's no kicker. It's a kicker joke. Is it hot in here? I want to put some of the blame on the Giants owners, but the Mara family are football royalty. You guys aware of the Maras?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I pronounced it wrong. They created the franchise in 1925. Even crazier, one of the Maras married a Steelers heiress, and their daughters became Hollywood actresses. Rumor has it, and you can Google this, I think this is actually true, Kate and Rooney Mara even have contract clauses that if the Giants or Steelers are in a Super Bowl, they get to take the day off work. Those poor girls are gonna be stuck on set forever. In 2021, I'm almost done. It's fine. In 2021, the Giants were closing out a 5th straight losing season, and John Mara announced that season ticket holders would receive 1 free medium Pepsi at 1 game as a show of appreciation. And say you had 4 preseason tickets, you still only got 1 medium Pepsi, okay? Fans were pissed. And you'd think he'd learn from the backlash, but he actually doubled down. In fact, this season, ticket holders can only share 1 single corn dog, and only if they form a human centipede. They have to share it through the entire. Okay. I could go on forever, but this was already a little hacky, and I don't want to Plaxico Burress myself in the foot by continuing on. So I'm going to make like the Giants to Saquon Barkley and let you boys go. All right, go Birds.
Go Birds! Oh my God. Kate absolutely murdered it once again. In no way will she ever think she did well. But I love these so much every single week.
Are those real apple turnovers that she has?
I think so.
I think so. Yeah, I think they are real apple turnovers. Sure. Go grab. Let's go grab. Yeah, let's go grab one. Jerry, can you throw me one as well? All right, guys, as we're going to break here, coming up next, we got the finish to Big Tease. Big Tease. Other Big Tease. We got to talk a little college football, get our final predicts in. Jerry, see if you can throw it with the tongs.
Throw it with the tongs.
Throw it with the tongs.
Catch it in your mouth. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Catch one in your mouth.
All right, throw it in my mouth. Throw it in my mouth. As we're going to break, throw it in my mouth.
This is gonna be
I can do this.
Great television.
I can do this.
It's bats off.
No, one more.
Guys, come on, we'll go to commercial.
Jesus. Sold out for it. I love it.
All right, we're closing out next. What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool here on FS1. It is our last segment of the day. What a fun day we've had today, guys. And we got Big Tease earlier, but now it's time for Big Tease. Big Tease. Big T. Do you have your Big T? There it is.
In the corner.
And
That's good.
all right, so you gave us your Big T's, the gambling play.
Yes.
But these are your Big T's, the letter.
Yes.
Of the week.
The 3 T's of the week. And T-Bob, we will start out with kind of a TH vibe. Thumb.
Oh,
is
okay.
Our first T of the week. John Mateer, the most important thumb in college football. Will he play, won't he play against Texas? Had the surgery with Dr. Stephen Shin, who's become a legend at the University of Oklahoma. Did you hear about the Chipotle worker?
I saw a reference to Chipotle worker.
Yeah. So Mateer went to Chipotle yesterday or the day before, and the worker was like, hey, are you going to play? And he seemingly indicated that he plans to. That's according to
He tried to give a thumbs up, but he couldn't.
The employee said no cast, just stitches. And he reportedly has been throwing, though we haven't seen Oklahoma practice this week. They've been inside, so no official word. Probably won't know till Saturday morning. But if he plays, obviously huge for the Sooners.
If you can't trust Chipotle, who can you trust?
Right.
Yeah.
Second T of the week, train wreck. Now, is that being a little too generous to the University of North Carolina in relation to its Bill Belichick situation? Who could have seen this coming?
Have y'all seen did y'all see the latest rumors yesterday? They broke after the show. We talked about the Hulu cancellation, but then...
but that's just good business.
I wanted to watch the documentary.
But yeah, this is good that they put this on the screen. They released statements saying everything's fine, which is what you do when everything's fine.
Okay, so yes, again, but these statements were in response to rumors that Belichick's hunting a buyout,
correct,
hunting a soft landing spot. Assistants are reaching out to potential playoff teams to be like, hey, put us on the shadow staff. It's not good.
It seems like it could be coming to an end. And they're off this week. Their next game is next Friday against Cal. So
I have a prediction about the UNC Tar Heels. With this statement, it feels like we might be in a shadow coach situation where Belichick has agreed that they won't fire him as long as he delegates to somebody on his staff who's really going to be running the show. That's my theory.
Who would that be? Steve?
His son, yeah.
But then he's still just running the show.
Yeah.
God, I feel so bad for Steve. He should have stayed in Washington.
Yeah, so the train wreck going on in Chapel Hill.
Marry Steve to have a 10-year NFL career?
Yeah, absolutely. Steve, and like Steve knows ball.
Yeah, knows ball.
Could you imagine post-coitus just cuddling up and just talking deep ball?
Nope.
Just talking everything, like talking cover 3?
You said you
Zone
had one more
blitzes?
Yeah, I'd love to get to the third T. Mark, thank you. And our final T of the week is going to be trial. We're going to put 2 teams on trial this week, the Missouri Tigers and the Indiana Hoosiers. We're going to find out how good those guys are. Alabama going to Columbia, probably the best pass rush they're going to see this season. Zion Young and Damon Wilson, maybe the best pair of pass rushers in the country. They're a 3-point underdog is Missouri, and then Indiana is a 7-point underdog going to Oregon. 2 very high-powered offenses. We'll see how many points are scored.
Is it possible for either of these teams to pass the trial, so to speak, but lose the game? Big T. Is there a world where they could lose
Indiana absolutely could.
Okay.
For sure. And Mizzou, they have a light schedule the rest of the way. If they hang in that game and lose by a field goal, sure. You know what? No, Missouri's at home. Missouri's got to win.
Missouri has to win.
Missouri's got to win.
Missouri should win this game. Indiana needs to prove to do better than they did in their big games last year.
Yeah, if Indiana, loses by 3 or 4 points, great. That's an awesome result.
If the Indiana-Oregon game is like who has the ball last, you're going to walk away still being impressed.
Yeah, you feel good about the Hoosiers.
What if it's a 4-point loss, but Indiana's been getting beaten the entire game, and then Signetti is coaching very obviously to stay close?
No.
And then at the last second scores a garbage time.
No, I think if they lose by 4, period, that's fine.
Okay.
Because when he did that last year, it was to lose by 17.
Yeah.
He was doing that.
The Signetti cover, which is like a super duper version of the backdoor cover.
It is, yeah.
I'll say this for Mizzou, T. You mentioned the pass rush. That's what I don't know about this team that we're going to learn this weekend. The defense statistically looks great, but they haven't really played anybody. One time they did play an offense with a pulse, they weren't great.
Sure.
So that's just my area
and that's why it's a trial. We're going to find out.
Yeah.
Love a good trial.
Yeah, love a good trial. There it is. Big T's, 3 T's of the weekend. Thank you so much, T. Always a great job. Enjoy your tea. Thank you to PFT. Thank you to Mark Titus.
I got one more T.
Jerry.
Turnover. Catch in your mouth.
Oh! I couldn't get my mouth.
Did not complete the out. You didn't make a football move.
Y'all have a great weekend, guys. We love you. Huge thank you to Kate. Everybody in the production room, y'all are fantastic. It's not the weekend. It's Friday tomorrow.
But it's football.
But it's football.
We got a football day.
weekend.
We will work tomorrow, but the weekend basically starts tonight. Remember, get drunk tonight. You can do anything for 8 hours, okay? Push through, guys. Have a great day. See you Friday.
Anything for 8 hours.